can't bloody see where I'm going. They can't see me. They don't know I'm here. That's the best part. Kiss my ass! Thank you very much. Alright guys, welcome back to another Division 2 build video. What I have for you guys today is my Spotter Pulse Resist build. I don't know what I'm going to call it on the thumbnail yet. I still have to think about that. But effectively, what this is a hard-hitting build that gives you pulse resist in the Darkzone and is best run if you're running solo or if you just want to run around with random people and hunt rogues. They don't know where you are. You do a lot of damage, which we'll get into a bit later, and it's just a hell of a lot of fun. It's not a complicated build. The most complicated thing is to get the YAHL pieces if you're a new player. If not, then you probably already have these pieces. So we've got 3 pieces of YAHL, which gives you the pulse resistance with the 3rd piece. We're running 1 pulse resist on that, 9.9%. We'll get into that later. Crit chance, crit damage, crit chance, crit damage, crit chance, crit hit damage. Then I'm running Perfect Spotter on the build. This is a really good piece. And then I'm also running the Picaros for the extra 15% weapon damage alongside the Momento, which not only just gives you regen as you're running around, so you don't have to heal all the time, because obviously the specialization that you're playing with is for the link laser pointer, so there's not much on the med kit that's going to help you in that respect. So the regen is nice, but also when you drop tickets and you pick them up, you build up that bonus armor, and again, not to mention the 30% extra weapon damage that feeds into this build overall. Now, a lot of people in my chat has mentioned some alterations to this, what they would do, and I completely agree. You can swap a grouper in here. You can't put a Seska in here. That would push up crit damage to about 120 and your crit chance to max. However, I prefer having 15% weapon damage on this, and with 5% additional armor that you get, it's actually noticeable, or at least in my experience. So if you don't have this piece, and if you don't have a Picaro's holster, feel free to put a grouper piece on here, so you can get that extra critical hit damage, and maybe a Seska piece on here, or just keep the Picaro or whatever floats your boat. But that's effectively what I currently run. I run Pulse because no one can pulse me, I can pulse them, and I'm running the Defender drone because it just really helps, especially if you're changing this mod up, not to 20% extra rounds, but to reload speed. So I prefer reload speed rather than having another 20 rounds, because I tend to reload a lot. If you're someone that reloads after you've left an engagement only slightly, I'd prefer you get reload speed up rather than anything else. But feel free to run 10 extra rounds if you're happy with the reload time, which would go over 3 seconds, as you can see here at the bottom, and this would push it up to like a lot, so I would not suggest you run that. And you already have a 45 mag, that's more than enough to do damage. I think, as I've mentioned earlier, yes, if you want to run solo with this, it's good for clearing landmarks. You do a hell of a lot of damage. You can also play with random people if that's what you like to do. But I run this if I want to go into the Darkzone, I want to do some solo stuff, and I'm tired of running anything else. But I do really like pulse resistance. I really think it's strong in the Darkzone, especially if you're going up against multiple people and you're going up against teams and they don't know where you are. You can also swap this for something like decoy. That would do really well for you. Now, as I've mentioned earlier, we're running the launcher for the link laser pointer, which is on this weapon, which gives us that pulse, the 15% from flatline, as well as the 20% that we then get from Perfect Spotter. Not to mention you get the 30% weapon damage from the actual Memento Backpack. So you're looking at 15, 20, 35, and another 30. So you're looking at 65% extra weapon damage, which in itself is quite significant on a LMG that's already 123k. And you're running 6 blue cores, you've got 2 red cores. It just seems to be a balanced build to do well. Now, on the secondary, you can run whatever you want. I'm just running the sniper because I think it's the only one I have. And it's got perfect ranger on it, which if you want to shoot someone from a massive distance and they're chasing you, I'm not sure if you're going to put someone down. Like I said, I don't really use it, but it is useful to clear landmarks from a distance, especially if there's already players there and you've got some valuable loot and you just want to get the XP. Just sniping from a distance, maybe 1 or 2 enemies, get that XP and then sort it out. And then I'm running the backup boomstick, which has got preservation on it, because if we run out of armor and the regen hasn't kicked in yet, or we don't have a ticket to pick up or whatever, we can at least swap to that and get our armor back without having to use our medkit. Before I end the video, in terms of pulse resistance, I've got 99.9% pulse resistance on this. Now I tested this, I've done a much better explanation of it on a previous video, my invisible bird build, which came out a couple of days ago, so go check it on there. The full explanation is there. But if you have 99.9% and not 100%, you will not be pulsed by the skill and you will not be pulsed by the link laser pointer. The only way that anyone can do anything with pulse to use if they're running a heartbreaker and they're consistently, meaning every single bullet hits your head. That's the only way that they can do that, which we all know is very difficult to do. Anyway, but that's the build. In terms of damage, this is a named enemy, and if you hit all headshots, you can clear it. And as you can tell, you're hitting for like almost 600k roughly hits. So it's not like you're not doing damage. You're doing a hell of a lot of damage, and the fire rate is not bad at all at 650, given the damage that you do. So guys, that's the build. I hope you enjoy. Let me know what you think, what you would change, if you would run the others, and if you've done tests, let me know. It's good for me. It's also good for everyone in chat. I hope to see you guys in the next live stream or else in the next video. Take care of yourselves. See you then. Cheers.